Do you see yourself in this picture? It's a beautiful day and you've decided to sit in your yard or on your balcony. You're so comfortable. You have a nice cup of tea or your favorite beverage. And then you start thinking. You start thinking, it's the dreaded thinking, really, where you start thinking about your bills, you're starting to think about your kids, you're starting to think about elderly relatives, all kinds of different things. And you find yourself going there into the worrying state. Or maybe you're falling back on thinking about somebody who did you wrong and how angry you are and how could they do that to you. And then all of a sudden, the sun doesn't seem to be shining anymore. The birds don't seem to be chirping anymore. And you're no longer living in the present. Once you go there, it's very, very difficult to get back into the present moments and start enjoying them. So what do you do? Well, today I have 5 tips for you to really enjoy the beautiful moments of life. And I really think that this is going to help a lot of you. I know it's really helped me. So stay tuned until the end, but let's start with tip number 1. Be aware. Know that you really have to start this and set a date. I usually do mine on the Sundays, to make sure that I keep with that flow of living in the moment. And maybe, like I suggested before, maybe you're sitting in the backyard or maybe you go to a nearby park and you're just going to kind of be still. You're not around other people, you're kind of still. And you start to listen to the birds chirping, looking at what's around you, the trees and nature, and you find yourself actually living in the moment. The most important thing is as you're in your stillness, you find yourself maybe thinking about the future, thinking about the past, and say to yourself, nope. I'm not going there, and just get back into the present. Once you've started to master this, what I'd love you to do, and I do this, every morning, wake up in the morning, sort of say to yourself, hello world, and start to live in the present. Start to bring it throughout the day. And yeah, sometimes you're going to slip up. You gotta have a life, right? But really try to start enjoying those moments. And as I just said, life still happens. So tip number 2 is to remember that, in the future, you can still think about dreaming the big dreams. You can still think about, doing that budget for the next month and all kinds of planning a trip, that sort of thing into the future. Go ahead and do that. I'm going to call those duties, right? The duties that you have to do. But once you find yourself during the day, you've done all of that, but you're obsessing over, what is my budget going to look like in 6 months? Well, you're just wasting away the day and any beautiful moments that are coming along. Tip number 3 is really to heal yourself of the past, and that's what a lot of us need to do. Maybe there's a situation, I know I've talked about this before, where you just, for years, you just can't forgive somebody. You can't, and I've done this myself for decades. And then all of a sudden I realized, oh my gosh, I'm just eating myself up. It's like drinking poison, like a little bit here and a little bit there. And you're just hurting yourself. I have found that, and I've tried this before, I don't do it anymore, where I've said to somebody, I forgive you. And they've said to me, forgive me for what? And it was a big deal what I was thinking about. I don't even do that anymore. I just let it be. I forgive the person. Things still happen to me and I have to forgive people. And then another thing is forgive yourself. Hey, we've all made mistakes. We all have regrets. And sometimes it just comes back to haunt you. Something just spurs it on, right? And you just have to say to yourself, okay, that was a learning lesson. It happened in the past. I'm not going to go there and do it again. And let it be. Let go of the past. And again, Live with the beautiful moments. All right, every time I get heavy like that, I feel like I need a sip of my Earl Grey tea, so hold on for a second. And I hope that you, when you see me talking, these heart-to-heart messages, you're pouring yourself one of your favorite beverages and just sort of sitting back and relaxing. And don't forget that every week I'm here, and sometimes it's a heart-to-heart chat. Other times it could be fun lifestyle things to do, or sometimes we get into some DIY projects. So I really hope that you're joining me here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, there's a button down there somewhere, and please don't forget to click on the notification bell, because that way you'll know when my new videos are out. But for now, let's look at tip number 4. Overcome any escapism that has helped you in the past. Maybe a child of yours is traveling, maybe they're going overseas, or maybe you have a health situation and you're waiting for the tests to come back, or you have elderly relatives that have problems, and you go into your escape. And for a lot of people, their escape could be alcohol, it could be retail therapy. I mean, there's all kinds of things that are available. Gambling even, that's a new one that I see out there. And what I'm saying is you can't escape that way. If you do have a problem in any of these situations, there is help out there. But what you want to do moving forward is you really want to embrace the moments as they come along. And that kind of escapism is not going to help you. You have to have a clear mind. You have to have a kind of a clean body. And that's the best way to move forward in really enjoying the beautiful moments. And don't forget to stay until the end of this video, where I'll have an inspirational quote for you. And I especially pick these out, and you can write them down, and they're going to help you in those times when you're finding you're not living in the present moment. All right, let's look at the next tip. When you're planning your future on those duties days, it's so important that you really take stock of your life. And I'll tell you from my heart, this has happened to me recently. There are a lot of changes in what I do, in videos and posting on Instagram, all that sort of thing. And, things have changed. There's AI out there, and I have had to take a side job. I really have, because my income's gone down by like 85%, and yet I love what I'm doing. So instead of just worrying about that and saying, oh my gosh, I have to quit my YouTube videos, I have to quit everything, I just said, no, I'm going to pivot. I'm not going to keep worrying about this. I'm going to pivot. I'm going to get a side job that I know brings in money, and that's what I've done. But I'm still going to be here, and I'm going to still be on the Fashion One for Loving Our Age. But I'm going to suggest that you do something like that. I know the times, they're changing right now. Another thing that's changing too is tech. Right? Like sometimes my husband and I, we were going someplace, and it said, make sure that you've got this QR code, and you put it on your phone, and you put it in your wallet on your phone, and all this sort of thing. And it's like, wow, you have to learn that just moving into the future, and you can't be frustrated every time you want to, book tickets for something or go on a flight. And you can't be asking your kids all the time for this. And so what I'm saying is, unfortunately, the times, they are changing, and in order to enjoy the present moment, enjoy, when you finally get to the concert or whatever it is, that you got that QR code and everything ready, make sure that part of the duties is learning a lot of the new things, and also making sure that you're going to be happy in the present moments. And right about now, let's take a look at that quote that I found for you. Don't cry over the past. It's gone. Don't stress about the future. It hasn't arrived yet. Live in the present and make it beautiful. And that's a quote by unknown, but you know, there's another one that I think about a lot too, and it's something along the same lines, and it's like tomorrow's not here, yesterday is gone, today is a gift, and that's why they call it the present, and I really like that one as well. And my next tip is to do something you love, something that you can really get absorbed into, you know, and enjoy those moments, like what I'm doing right now. I love being with you. I really do. I love giving these messages from my heart, and I just hope, and I think to myself, oh, I hope this is going to resonate with some people. I hope this is going to help some people. And that makes me feel really good. And I'm right in the moment, as you can see, with my energy right now. So make sure that you find something that you love. And you know, as a former model, I also enjoy fashion and beauty, and I love giving those tips as well. And of course, you can find those on youtube.com/@lovingourage, or just sort of search Loving Our Age on YouTube. But that's something that I love to do. Maybe for you, you might want to get back into painting again. Maybe there was kind of a artwork that you like to do, some kind of a hobby. I know a lot of women are getting into quilting and crocheting. I see that a lot on Instagram, and oh my gosh. And knitting is another one. It seems like an old-fashioned thing, but what they are creating are absolutely beautiful. Or maybe you love being around people and you want to join a team, like pickleball is really big right now. So those are the kind of things that just get out there and enjoy the moment with people, and stop those W things, you know, like worrying and watching TV and, you know, just working all the time. Those are the things you don't want to do. You want to do the 3 F's, which are having some fun and frolicking around, enjoying people, and also have some fascination. You know, just have some fascination with something and enjoy the moments. That's what we're here for. And make sure that you have your go-to place, you know, when you do want to be still. And again, I mentioned to you, maybe it's a lounge chair in the backyard, maybe it's out on a balcony somewhere. Very, very important that you keep your bedroom uncluttered. Because if you're sort of sitting there in the morning and saying, hello world, and you're looking around and it's just a mess and there's clothes all over the place, it doesn't work. Make sure that this go-to place is a sanctuary for you, and it's not cluttered, and it's just some place where you're not thinking to yourself, boy, I have to clean up this mess. That's just not going to work. And as I think about it, I'm just reminded that this moment is all we have. And if you stayed until now, you know, thank you so much. And also you stayed in the moment. I'd also like to know in the comments too if this message resonated with you, if you think that it helped you, and also if you have other ideas to help us out in this community that really helps you to stay in the moment. I'd love to hear them, so don't forget to go to the comments section. And in a few seconds, you're going to see a yellow screen pop up, and you'll see me in a blue shirt. If you click on that and you haven't subscribed yet, I'd love, love, love for you to be here with us. Just click on me in the blue shirt and away you go. And my other channel for fashion, there's a click for that as well. But, you know, my whole idea is to help you on the aging journey. And whether it's with inspirational chats like what I just did, or fun lifestyle videos on things that my husband and I do, I would really like, I just really hope that these are resonating with you, because I want you to feel inspired and I want you to feel empowered. So until we meet again next week, take care everyone, and live in the moment.